morning, good morning, good morning. I am playing my own TV on my own phone. That's beautiful. Good morning, princess. How are you?
Good morning, Daddy Chris. I'm very well, thank you. How are you today?
Well, I'm happy. I don't know why. Is it because Labour is doing the needful? Is it because finally Labour is telling the federal government of Nigeria enough is enough of slavery in the country? I don't know. But I'm excited. I don't know about you. What's going on?
Yes, I think it's interesting to know also that, for once, one would have thought that after such, exhausting, crucial meeting they had yesterday, Labour would have, maybe suspended a strike today and, of course, go back to negotiation tables. But we've seen that Labour, in as much as they are willing to negotiate with the federal government or open for that, they are also, not backing down. I like that approach. Not
Yes.
just rushing to call off the strike. Let's see what you people are offering. We've seen that there are insinuation that the federal government is trying, to top up, to increase the minimum wage. But Labour apparently is waiting to see the amount just before, they call off the strike. You can call off strike, and tomorrow the person say, I'm increasing to 65, now it's 65,000 naira, and then you go back to strike. So let's see the amount involved, whether it's what not calling off the strike for, or is what calling off the strike for. So I think the approach is nice, even though yesterday Labour alleged that there were soldiers besieging the venue, security people, hefty soldier men everywhere to intimidate them, but they will never be intimidated. That
Hmm.
actually came from Joe Ajero, the NLC president.
Princess, there are two issues here. All right. Now, on the part of the government, there's a big issue. One, I still believe they don't have money to pay because they don't have the money. And number two, now this is the anger. The reason they don't have money to pay is because they refuse to be productive. I'm not talking of only the federal government, the state, the local government, every human being involved. Though the individuals, the Nigerians have their own blame for not going to work and doing the right thing, but you can't force them. You can't blame them because if somebody employ you and if they allow you to play around, then you have the right to play around. It's up to your employer to say, this is what I want to see, and it's done. But that's been said on the part of the employer. But the government have refused to work hard and earn money. They're all sitting down waiting for oil. If that is the case, the money will never be enough. But this is another side of the story, which is quite interesting. This is what annoyed other Nigerians, and that is the part other Nigerians want to hear. That the people in government are overpaid. All right. The presidency overpaid. There's waste of resources here and there. Why would they be driving SUV when you cannot pay your worker, when you cannot pay ordinary Nigerians? Why pay? Look at the heavy welfare for the senators, for the House of Rep, for people in the executive. Look at the person that become a minister in 2 days, have access and looted such amount of money. The truth is that if those money were evenly distributed, then the ordinary workers are saying we would have been well paid. But that is the annoying argument on the street, and that is the narrative everybody is carrying. You understand? Yes, I like that. I like the other part of the second part. But the truth is, until the fundamental, which is working hard and making money, is addressed, I don't see how much they're going to distribute really that will go around. What is your take on that?
Recall that yesterday we had a guest on the show that insisted that there is money. The federal government is just a misplace of priority. Some
Yes.
of these things they borrow money, or they even our own, money we get from oil. Some of this money they are not being used judiciously. And that is the problem, not that there is no money. And don't forget also that we have lawmakers that are taking, that bring us back to the same issue. Yesterday we saw the Minister of Labor, coming to defend their extravagant lifestyle on a national TV. Now, these are some of the issues that increase. These women believe they do more than every other worker. These women believe they are always busy. These women believe their own, lifestyle, the things they are entitled to. She's trying to justify them, using
Well,
SUVs of 100 and something million, spending whopping billions, trillions of nairas on their accommodation, on their medicals, on their
sending
trips,
people on pilgrimage,
on
sending children
pilgrimage.
abroad to go and study. You understand?
A
Princess going
country
on
that the
medical
economy,
tour.
the presidency at the federal state level, they are telling you, oh, like what they are saying now. Okay, the minister did say yesterday that is not even obtainable, that we cannot pay, they cannot pay labor that amount because the
Of course, they
economy will
cannot. They
just
use the
totally
money
crash
to
down.
check.
But then, how much are the take home of our lawmakers monthly? Let's go back to our lawmakers on a
Exactly.
monthly basis.
Good. Are you
So
talking about what about the
they cannot
ministers?
pay workers.
What of the presidency? If Tinubu's wife will go in and use 1.5 billion to do what? Eh? At the office of the first lady, what are you talking about? And this is a country that cannot pay. This is the narrative that the ordinary Nigerians can hear. You understand? It boils down to the mismanagement. Like I said, the Nigerian lawmakers earn more money than the British MP. And you see a British MP going to work. In fact, Princess, come, you've been here. I'm happy you meet some of them on the street. They come and check hands with you. They take transport, the same bus, to their work as MPs in this country. Those of them that have their own cars, they live well, but they work hard for it. Most of them, they didn't get to government to become master rich. There's corruption everywhere, but our own is unacceptable. Look at the number of SUV. I'm not talking of the federal lawmakers now. Go to the states. Look at the lifestyle of your governors. Princess, look at your commissioners. A village fool that is made a commissioner becomes somebody who it becomes very important. If when he's coming to church next Sunday, you know what the kind of seat they'll prepare for him at the front of the altar. In fact, sometimes most of them don't even make speeches. They now preach. They are more better than the pastors. That is the kind of future we have. Because the system impoverished some people through this minimum wage. Labor, if they don't maintain this strike, it will be war unto labor. In fact, I will be more angry with labor than the government. Labor is fighting a just case. In fact, all Nigerians should be supporting labor at this point because this is unfair. If you think, Princess, wait a minute, like the young man said yesterday, our guest said, how can you spend this amount of money to send people on pilgrimage? Sorry, I'm talking about Muslims and Christians. We're not talking about government now. The Kano state government, you know how much they spend on pilgrimage this year? Go to Delta State, you see most of them preparing for Israel. It's a shame to go to Israel to do what? God that you can pray to, I have not prayed to God this morning. Did God not answer me?
The guest we had yesterday also said that the same people you go there to pray, they are there guiding themselves, promoting their economy, doing their thing, and you are here.
If Israel is praying for God, in fact, these people, Hamas would have taken all of them. They would have swallowed them. And Hamas is not waiting for God. They went to defend themselves. They went to attack Israel in defense of their own national pride. You understand? What are we doing? We don't have security at home. They're raping our women every day. They can't go to the bush. And you are talking, Mr. President, that you are talking about minimum wage. In fact, that country needs total restructuring. I'm not talking of political restructuring. That is the annoying part. When they talk of restructuring, they don't know what we're talking about. These are the restructuring. If there will be a restructuring of the Nigerian state, it starts from the minimum wage. And this is a start. Maybe Labour is helping you people in the of course, those of them, there's no way this will be addressed on Princess. Because if you are now voted to House of Rep, maybe you are from a poor home, you're not earning 25 million naira every month. Who are you to challenge? Why would you challenge anybody?
So
imagine that account every month, bro. Hi, Princess, imagine it's such a big amount of money.
I think Labour is on the right course in as much as there's so many pressure from different quarters. Some calling them names already, saying a lot of things. Even an APC guy did say Labour the labor union, the NLC president should be arrested because he cannot, he's too small a person to, hold the country to a standstill. But when our politicians squander money, these politicians, go and check their girlfriends. Now,
Where is
let's not
Yahya
say,
Bello? Where is Yahya
let's
Bello and the money he looted? They couldn't arrest Yahya Bello and put him in prison. Who said that, Princess? It should be brought. Some of these things at a point in time, we're going to, this country, sometimes peace is not even necessary. I say I don't believe in peace, I believe in justice. I say it every day. If you people talk about peace, I hate peace. What I want to hear is justice. How can you treat people like this and you expect them to behave? It's like you're beating a child and you say child must not cry. You're hitting a child with heavy stick and he must not cry. What are you talking about? Okay, Princess.
It's quite sad, It's quite sad that a lot of people are still on the side of the government, regardless of the workers' plight. We know because the most painful thing is not even just the minimum wage that is very small, that is unthinkable. It's the fact that things are getting expensive on daily basis. So they can barely feed for 1 week, or even a transportation, medicals, accommodation for a week with the salary.
They have children now, they will send to school. Which school? And this is the problem in the country. Princess, if we are sitting on the time bomb, like the guy said yesterday, if I have children to send to school, I'm getting 100,000 naira, maybe because I'm on the good level now, I'm getting 100,000. Princess, my rent, my feeding, and my child education alone is more than 100,000. If I will send my child to a good school in Nigeria, if they put all my salary together, it will not pay even the child school fees. What are you telling me to do? To go and steal? The government is actually encouraging the ordinary Nigerians to go and steal. And you put that. When you send a child to school, a girl child, when you were going to school, Princess, you know what the parents did? They gave you more money than even the boys. Because they don't want you to go to school and misbehave. You know that?
That's correct.
They give, and that's exactly what we're doing. It is a sensitive thing to give a child that meager money to go to school when you know that we are sending the guy child to go and prostitute. They are sending the Nigerian government, the Nigerian state. I'm not going to talk of the Nigerian government. The Nigerian structure is sending the ordinary Nigerians to go and rob. There's hardly a Nigerian who will not rob if he has a chance. Why? Because of the situation they find themselves. And you can keep blaming them. You can keep blaming ordinary Nigerians for being corrupt. Do they have a choice really? If an ordinary person going to work today, have you seen where they start selling fuel? Once there's problem with fuel, now everybody will start selling fuel. They are looking for a way to raise a little bit more money so they can feed their family. Now we are desperate, Princess. We are desperate to survive. It's not a greed, it's a desperation to survive. And I don't know, I think it's the first right of every human being to survive. That is our natural instinct to survive. And that's what we're reacting to. Courtesy of Nigerian state. And we will be looking at this closely. I hope we'll be able to look at what labor is being asking for. As of today, Princess, how much is labor asking for?
As of today, the labor is asking for 494 naira minimum wage.
Okay. And the federal government offered to date?
As the meeting they had last night, the federal government is offering, though they've not mentioned the amount, but they offer over 60,000. So they are willing to actually add to it, but we are not certain. We do not know the amount. They finished their meeting today.
Princess, if the federal government cannot pay £100 in a month to a Nigerian worker? Oh no, Princess, it's not done anywhere.
So Princess, these are the arguments, these are the issues we're having that increase the fact that even one of lawmakers, we know how much they spend on their girlfriends, on their side chicks on daily basis, buying houses, taking them on trips abroad to every part of the world. They go on trips every month and all that. So it's quite disturbing to know that, we are still here. In as much as the federal government did say that, they are topping up. I love the fact that Labour is continuing with the going on with the strike. Thank God Abuja will be joining us soon. Let her tell us what's the situation there, so that we know whether or not they have called off the strike. But we've seen that Labour insisted that they're actually going on with the strike because they want to see the outcome of today's meeting. And I want to also, I can't wait to see the outcome, because when you say you want to offer above 60,000, anything can actually be above 60,000. 61, 62, 65 can be above 60. So let's be sure before we call off the strike. Or you
There's
can
no
say 70.
discussion. The issue of calling off strike is not there now. Let's forget about that. There's no discussion. There should be nothing like calling off strike. Let us talk about how this country is going to move forward. This is the problem. Now that we don't have money, it's okay. Like if like I wanted to drive the narrative yesterday that Nigerian government don't have money. They told me, "Tai, shut up." The young man shut me up that there is money in the country. Imagine if you are living in such a country, how would you behave? How would you think, really, princess? Imagine it. You know what I want to ask you, princess? And now, for those people who are watching today, I don't know about you guys. Do you know I find it difficult to survive in the rate of a spend when I arrive Lagos or Abuja? The amount of money I have to spend a day to survive is more than when I'm in London. If I go into a hotel room or anywhere to stay for one night and survive one night, and this is the money they're paying. I mean, I'm saying my one night of my life in Nigeria is 3 times the money they are talking about now. How do you people survive there? That's the question we're going to ask Mary today. Because if this is this, Mary,
Good morning. Good morning, Daddy Chris. Good morning, Princess.
Good morning,
uh,
Mary.
these people they don't want you to join us today. There's God, though. Thank God they finally joined.
We are even
Anyway,
lucky. We are lucky to see lights here. Although it's generator, it's generator they put on. Everywhere is total blackout. Like there's no light.
wonderful.
Labor is actually on it. Labor is doing their
No,
thing.
Labor should stake on it. So how is the street of Abuja this morning, young woman?
There is no traffic. Everywhere is actually
I like
empty.
that.
When you go to the park, you won't see that crowd that you see, like people trying to get vehicle and all of that. So normally you see these drivers always doing guy, the normal guy, because they see a lot of passengers that are going to work in the morning. But today they're actually calling, are you going to area 11? This kind of shit. So that's that, because there
Yeah.
are no people. Getting to all this place, I saw that everywhere is locked. Although yesterday I was able to ask one of those labor union one of their workers. So the person I was like, when is this strike likely to end? And the person said till further notice. Even one other woman actually said the same thing. That till further notice is as long as they don't do what they request, that the strike will continue to hold on. So I don't know. This light has been like everywhere is a total blackout. I didn't even know that there was no lights, because yesterday I was there was light, but I didn't know that it was generators. So later I found out that even to this morning is like a generator we're using so far inside this plaza. So there's no light everywhere, and that they are yet to even stop water. I think they say very soon we'll not have water in our houses, something like that.
No, I
Yeah.
think they should stop the one going to those lawmakers' house first. The one going to
No, no,
Aso
no. They
Rock.
actually stopped. They actually stopped water already going to National Assembly. So that was the first target. As of yesterday, there's no water as we speak. Of course, for those who have reserve. Otherwise, they've stopped the flow of water to National Assembly.
Good boys. This guy is making all the labor. You're doing it because let them feel what the ordinary Nigerians have been going through. This is serious and this is important because this has been our way of life. We don't have any other way. There's no water running through our pipe, no food on the table, no electricity. Every time they child, in Nigeria, say up NEPA in the 21st century.
But it's not funny. Try yesterday, no light. Like I didn't even know that it was since morning they took that light. We felt it because my God, it was not funny. My
But
own is
Prince,
that
Mary, are ordinary Nigerians happy with this strike? Are
they
they
are not.
blaming?
The reason they are not is for the fact that it's affecting them also. But the other part, I feel like they're encouraging Labour that they should continue with the strike. Because what we are hearing is federal government has actually said they will pay above the 60,000 naira. But there's no specific amount. So it means they are still not making any sense because they have not actually accepted to pay the amount that Labour asks them to pay. So yesterday, I actually heard from some people that they're happy with the strike, that for the first time, they were actually taking action. They should continue until the federal government has to do the needful because they cannot say that they don't have money, that they have money, that is just the the normal wickedness that they do. They have money to
No,
spend for
but
themselves.
how can I really stand and tell people we don't have money if the same government is paying people money to go on pilgrimage? If they pay themselves such a humongous amount of money for nothing, look at their lifestyle.
But the thing is, naturally, we Nigerians, we believe that there is money in the country. We believe because the way these our leaders lavish money, you understand the way they lavish money. We feel like there is money. So in essence, they were like, if they have this kind of amount to spend for themselves, why not actually pay workers? Because what they are paying is not enough. But I feel like
Okay, then
if they
when
think
people say
labor is
no
disturbing
money,
them, you said.
when people say no money in the country, or some insinuate that we don't have money, let's even leave the extravagantness of our leaders now. What brought about the Calabar Coastal Highway? At a time you're telling us Nigeria is dying or Nigeria is dead. We don't, the minister said yesterday, and I quote her, that it is not possible for federal government to pay that amount labor is actually, clamoring for, because that means Nigeria is going to collapse totally. But you will be
Okay.
shocked that the money these lawmakers people are taking home, if you hear it, I love the fact that yesterday, at a point, she could no longer defend herself. You don't come to public to open your mouth and you begin to speak. Nigerians are not, they are not some, stupid people you just want to, talk to anyhow. You have to be factual about the things you say. And now, when at the end of the day, now she's saying the federal government, because she's not the mouthpiece of federal government as the minister, that they cannot pay that money is not, it's not feasible. But at the end of the day, madam, do you collect your salary? How much is your salary? How much? Okay, what are your entitlements as a minister? So these are some of the things we look at. The federal government saying we do not have money, yet you are embarking on project that will drain us even more. You're even going to borrow, calling on communities,
That's the point I wanted to say. The federal government borrows money and spend it on roads in this difficult time. The state governors, have you seen them? They're celebrating 1 year in office. This is the anger. And this is where Nigerians must think. What was Oboriwori celebrating 1 year in office? Roads. Well, did the federal government of Nigeria under Tinubu celebrate 1 year in office? Road.
But
Calabar.
that's one thing they always come out to show that
That's
they've
the
done.
funniest thing, my
Oh,
people. I don't understand. That's the part I don't understand. It's okay to
Yesterday,
vote.
if you go on Vanguard, apparently we're going to read that news, but I follow news critically on daily basis. Yesterday, the spokesperson to the president of media, Jerry Gilalo, he did come out to say that I tried to outline the achievement of the president, for that 1 year, and you will be shocked, the president paid this, they pay so money, they pay so money. So what exactly are you people bringing in? Because when you get the money, you use it to pay things that you are not supposed to do, sending a whopping billions to household, 5,000, 25,000 each. Is that the
Yeah.
problem we have? Why not use
See?
this money to resolve the issues we have? You are not even you are not, they are not producing. They've not talked about production. It's to consume, it's to borrow. Now, this is a young man that I know him personally. In fact, we are very close to him then, and we used to look up to him. But coming out now to say this openly is something that I don't know.
Yeah,
I
the
don't
guy
know
is
what.
doing his job. He's doing his job. Don't worry. Some jobs are not pleasant, but you have to do your job, princess. Eh?
yeah.
It's like
You
a
see,
prostitute.
these
You
people they
sleep
are
with the man
serious.
who
So
doesn't want
it's
to.
not like these labor people. They actually had to lock up all these government offices. Like they are there. If you go out there just because it's raining heavily, I have to even enter through the rain and come here. But you see their cars parked outside. Some of them are inside the cars, while some have to enter inside and lock the place. So it looks like they're actually investigating everything to make sure that nobody is working. So they are serious about this. Like they are very serious. You go out, you see them everywhere,
You
actually
mean the
making sure
labor guys?
that working.
But
Yes,
that's the thing that is surprising me, princess. How are they able to make this work? How is labor able to make this happen?
they are there.
That is,
They are outside.
Because that increase, because ordinarily people are tired of the situation. So even the workers themselves, they are tired. It's as if you keep working, but there is no take home. You know, when you work, you take your resources, you even add your money to pay transportation to work. And so they were actually looking for this opportunity to even relent. Are you getting what I'm saying? So it's not about, you know, just the strike or causing mayhem. It's about trying to resolve issue that will be beneficial to them, to
Yes.
these workers. And so they are trying to cooperate as well. I saw yesterday that Kanu doctors did exclude self from this strike, but we're praying also that they don't have issues with their governor. That is when you will know the power of labor.
Leave
We
Joseph
saw
for
this
leave
with the
Joseph.
teachers in Kaduna the other time.
They're paranoid. You meet betrayers like that. Don't worry. 11,
Yes,
11 were there. One Judah doesn't make any difference.
yes,
You know,
we saw this with labor, and at the end of the day, with Kaduna teachers. At the end of the day, when they now had issues with Erofai, they didn't have any other person to cry to, because the governor could not, people could not, commissioners could not help, even the president could not help. At the end, they had to beg labor, and only one day labor did that picketing. That issue was resolved. This is the power of labor.
the power of coming together.
In as much as Nigerians are going to, you know, suffer for a little while, they've been suffering for how many months now? They've been suffering for how many months now? Like,
Nigerians are not suffering today. Actually, today is Nigeria getting freedom today. How can you call it suffering? This is our freedom. You know, the only thing that is not free in Nigeria is freedom. I repeat, the only thing that is not free is freedom. What Labour is doing is a fight for freedom. They are fighting for our freedom. It's not going to be free. Prices have to be paid. Tony Blair said, he said there's no way we're going to get everything without somebody paying for it. Somebody have to pay for it. You know, that was when the man introduced the school fees and everybody wanted to kill him. He said, how do you want to get school for free if nobody's going to pay? No, you're going to pay. You're not paying now, you pay in the future. But Princess, this is the problem we have. That's one thing that surprised me, because I'm sitting down here today really surprised, amazed how people in Nigeria actually survive with this amount of money. Does it mean people don't eat 3 square meals? They cannot do basic things of life, because this is the implication of what we are talking about. We are here now. This morning I've eaten. I wear any clothes I want to wear. I can go to anywhere I want to. Is that those are not right. Those are your rights as a human being. They are not things you choose to do. Eating food is a normal thing that you are entitled to as a human being, as a citizen of every nation. That is your right. I mean, having medical care when you are sick, being able to be treated. It should not be something that they say, I'm giving it to you.
Now, for instance, this month we're going to be celebrating a lot of people talking about, let's go into into the health sector now. This month we'll talk about creating awareness for HIV longest survivors. We'll be talking about World Sickle Cell Day. We'll be talking about other critical, illness like that. But you will be shocked. As far as sickle cell, how much is their folic acid that the federal government cannot give for free, that the health sector cannot give for free? So these are some of the issues we keep reminiscing on these same issues. And at the end of the day, you say, okay, create awareness for these people, either asthmatic or this, but you cannot provide these basic things for them. The same money, the salary that is not so much is what they use, to cater for all these things. Now, when you talk about 60,000 or maybe even 60 or 100, outline a family, outline a civil servant, their accommodation, their health, their feeding, transportation, and then you will know that Nigerian government is a joke. You will know that they are actually joking.
No,
Mary, you have to come into the screen. You are out of the screen.
The screen a little bit, Mary, so that we can talk a little bit. Yes, I like this screen sometimes when I talk to you one-on-one. Princess, what I really want us to look at now is, let's take a look at an average Nigerian family. A man with a wife and maybe 3 kids. They go to school, and so let us look at their health care, their education, their feeding, their rent in a moderate state. Let's not go to Abuja. Abuja will be too much. Let's take, for instance, in Ondo or in Benin City. How are these people actually surviving? Are you saying that we are literally suffering? I'm not talking of basic suffering. Not the no that I cannot go to a nightclub, that I cannot buy a car. It's a different story. That I feel certain luxury is a different story. But the basic thing, food, education, health, care, princess, these are things we're talking about. How do they survive? Just put yourself there and let us see.
Now, before then, I think Mary is trying to. Mary, I don't know if you can hear me, if you can hear us, but she's actually going to the wrong side. She should go to the other side.
Okay.
Anyway, when we talk about, we are not even talking about, a lifestyle, extravagant lifestyle. We're talking about basic needs. We're talking about survivor, daily survivor of every Nigerian.
Exactly.
We're talking about daily survivor. This is not for car. This is not for clubbing. This is not for show off for clothes. To eat 3 square meal. Now people have moved away from 3 to 2, and this 2 is what we are not talking about. Is now 1, because you cannot afford ordinary tomatoes. You cannot afford bread. You cannot afford noodles. You cannot afford rice. Gari that was associated with the normal Nigerian, we cannot afford it anymore. And this is why labor is taking it upon itself, no matter the pressure, no matter the intimidation, they are
Today,
willing to move on.
let's hear from how much is a bag of rice in a country like this. Because if I'm in a family, we will eat a bag of rice. That small family will finish a bag of rice in a month. They will eat a sack of gari in a month. I'm not talking of the best meat, but at least they will get some vegetables and some protein, princess, to have a square meal. So ordinary feeding, this money we're talking about now, cannot actually feed a Nigeria. You know what the Labour people said? That President Tinubu, you'll be given 65,000 naira to survive in a month. You will die the same after 2 days. Tinubu will be dead. Your medication alone, Tinubu, you'll be dead. How could you people be so wicked? And we're talking I was going to be forgiving the government. I was saying always that the government does not have money. We should not even think of them paying. But the truth is, these people have money. If they can cut down on their high, they just come down from the high horse a little bit and meet us somewhere, we will all be smiling. And until they do that, there will be no peace. There can never be peace. A situation where some people is eating well, other ones don't have anything to eat, and you're expecting peace, who does that? That is Princess talking. Who does that?
There has never been peace for the ordinary Nigerian. The fact that you can't buy fuel, you can't buy tomatoes, you can't buy gari, you can't buy rice, you cannot even afford the bread that we
It's
are
as
used
if
to.
the Gary that is paying people. Is it Nigerians? It's the Gary that is paying them. They were like, Gary, the only surviving means we have in the country. They not made you so high. So it's
I will
actually
call it Zigbo. I will call it
How
Gary
much is a mudu
Zigbo.
of gari, Mary? How much is a mudu of gari?
okay. I think now is okay for paint rubber. You see some for 3,000. I think for the red one. Then I think the white like 2,000. So and before you can get it for like 800, 1,000. So they have to hide the price.
Now, do you know what happened? Let me tell you guys a story. So I was coming from Moms's village after the funeral. I was actually driving, and I met I saw a lady by the road from my mother's village. So I just up to give her a lift because the sun was actually high. I stopped, I carried her. She was like, my daughter, God will bless you. So the way I was singing Tupac music in the car, so she was trying to, you look more like a foreigner. I said, no, I'm from here. Because I made a U-turn to enter the other side on Port Harcourt Expressway, so I pointed that that's my mother's house. We just did her funeral. Like, oh, are you her daughter? Oh my goodness, that's mommy. So she started talking. And when we got talking, apparently after my mother's village, as we were just going, we saw another man. She was like, that's my brother, that's my brother. So I stopped the car. That's my elder brother. I carried the man again. They are the same pair of the same parents. So she was not saying that they just lost their brother one of their brother and all that. So that brother I carried now went to the Ereni village to look for the man's children. That the man actually, the brother lived a wayward life. He had so many children. Long story short, she was not telling the brother after they quarreled. The brother came down at my junction at Ugeli, so I was still carrying her inside town, and she was telling us that, do you know my children? If I buy basket of gari, the petrol, but they finish it in a day. I have 7 children. It's not enough. So nobody should bring their own and add. So this man would have thought of this while giving birth, and now he's dead. I still carry the children. Now this was like in February or March. So fast forward to now, that means the gari would have increased.
It's increasing.
Somebody that was saying then that she cannot bear any burden of any, that if there's any way to take her children out of her house, she would have. That this is not something that she's ashamed of saying. She was tired as a mother. That it's just that it is their duty as parents to provide for these kids, and the mistake she made was having too many children. So people are not even regretting.
This is a country where it is na God bring her. Anytime you have much, na God bring her.
You know what? It looks as if it's even worse this period, because normally this is not the first time that tomato used to add price, but at least it has not gotten to this level. But before, if there's high price in tomato, the fresh tomato, people can actually run to, there's one they call dry tomato. They'll go and get the dry, not thin, a dry tomato, or they switch to vegetable. But why it's that bad is, even vegetable is now expensive. Dry tomato is a no-go area. Sachet tomato or tin tomato is expensive. So there's no one you can actually say, okay, let me just switch to this one and survive with this one for the meantime. It's that bad because generally everything is expensive.
No, it's not, Mary. I'm not seeing analysts, people that are food vendors are not coming online to teach Nigerians. Yes. You can actually make a very delicious rice with just palm oil and dry pepper.
I mean,
it has gotten to that.
Oh my God.
Now we're not talking about the nutrients that will be there, vitamins and all that. So we have lost all the health benefits of eating. We just want to eat, for the energy, yes, maybe to be full and to stay alive.
Because red oil, palm oil rice and dry pepper, please, like, how long can you eat that kind of thing? Because
but princess, this is the fear. This is the same country where some people live use private jet, and these are people that have served us before, or those who are in office.
The minister was saying yesterday that no, don't say that, our work is different. We are busy. We do that. It's shameful. This is not a good thing, sir. This is not a good thing. So in all we're saying today is that I'm happy that Labour is actually on it. They've crippled the economy. We can see that even they are all creeping now. They are all crawling, and we see that they are doing more.
We are all crawling. In fact, the federal government, the first time there's something that happened to us, and Nigerian government will not learn. Was already COVID-19. There was a moment when everybody were on the same level. Whether you have money or not, if you come out, COVID will knock you. In fact, I'm not sure they go. You understand? So that was I thought it was a time for us to understand humanity and begin to talk about how to move forward as a people. Because when that problem came, the whole of the Western world were coming together to come up with a research to cure the illness. Nigerians and the rest of African countries were waiting for the cure to come from the West. So if the West had not come up with something, that disease will still be killing us today. And this is exactly where we are.
At the end of the day, sir, I think just what the youth actually did during EndSARS, I think, the government will always want, a hard way of doing things. They've never taken anything serious, especially when it has to do with the masses. We know already that people cannot afford fuel, people cannot eat to square meal, like I said. And so since this is the only way they can actually listen, after all, we got them, coming back, even though yesterday they were allegation that they actually, surrendered the venue with so much military personnel soldiers
that even
everywhere.
work.
But we
Eh,
got them on their toes yesterday. They had to come for that meeting as they were all as they were very exhausted by the end of the day. But I love the fact that Labour is still saying that they need to see the end of today's meeting. Then, if they will call off strike, they will now know. That
You know
is
what I
money.
wanted to say, Princess?
Anything,
The headline I
Mary,
want to
they're
hear.
saying 60,000.
Huh? I know. I said
65 is
no,
above 60. Oh.
Princess. You know the headlines that would have come out
so
this
they
morning. I
said
was
they'll pay
waiting
above
for it.
50, but they did not
I
state
was
their.
waiting. I was
Mary,
waiting for.
even 61 is above 60. What of if they now add one?
You know what someone was telling me yesterday? The person said that this people have mind to lock up the office that Wike normally come every morning. Because is this FCTA that he comes to work every morning. Towards 10 a.m. you see his different cars like coming in and all of that. You can never see them stay beat traffic light though. Even when the traffic light is on, they will just pass. But like they cannot enter yesterday. Nobody. Even his own office, everywhere was locked up. You
Good.
see all the people,
You know what I like? That's what I. You know what I wanted to do for the headline today. Ajaro is the president of Nigeria. Is the new president of Nigeria. You understand? He's the new president. He's the one that is calling the shot. Where are you, Tinubu? You understand? You can intimidate him on well or not. We are all behind him. And this is it. Princess, let's take a look at some of the papers so that we
Yes, we
see.
should go into the papers. That's my thought exactly. Let's see what's happening.
Okay.
Well,
Let me start with the punch.
all right, we have a guest now, but let's see what the punch is gonna say. The punch it there.
The big story of the
Okay, our
punch.
guest, you have to sit down, drop your phone. You cannot stand, you cannot hold the phone. Please, comrade, you need to sit down, you need to drop the phone. You cannot stand and you cannot hold the phone. I've said that before earlier to you. I sent that to you on WhatsApp. Let's go with the papers.
Okay, the big story on the punch says a minimum wage. Federal government offers over 60,000 naira. Labour may end strike. And the Riders' negotiation panel to meet daily. NLC, TUC, ground schools, banks, power grid. And that story is on page 2 and 21 of the Punch newspaper. And here we have a story at the top left that says, I am working to improve quality of life. This is coming from Tinubu. And that story is on page 12 of the Punch newspaper. And here there's a story that says, Heritage Bank, NDIC begins refund. Highest depositors gets 5 million naira. CBN, NDIC asks creditors to file claims. Reps urge transparency. And that story is on page 25 of the Punch newspaper. And here we'll have another story that says IOCS not selling crude to our refinery, says Dangote. And that story is on page 27 of the Punch newspaper. And here there's a story that says foreign reserves fall by 1.8 billion dollar in 10 weeks. And that is on page 21 of the Punch newspaper. And here there's a story also that says water from Benin. Border agency rescues Ogun communities after Punch reports. And that story is on page 16 of the Punch newspaper. And here there's a story that says Nigerian UAE face off settled, visa issuance begins soon, coming from the federal government. And that story is on page 21 of the Punch newspaper. And these are all the stories we have this morning on the Punch.
Amazing.
What did Buhari say he has done? Tinubu rather said he has done.
It's improving life now. It's working 24/7 to improve
Uh,
quality of life. How we know the Tinubu, is it quality of life for your lawmakers? Is it for those who can afford it or for the ordinary people? You see, sometimes these guys, they don't get it. You understand? This is a government where, if the thing I don't understand and the thing I don't like about Nigeria is, with all this going on, you see how people using private jets. They are comfortable and they're making, they made the money from the government. You that is driving private jet, where did you get the money? Other than musicians that manage to get their money somewhere else, where did you get your money? Which business were you doing short of government that you are not using private jet today? And these are the same people, they are there. These are the people Tinubu are working for. These are the people that you have their quality of life improved, not the ordinary Nigerian, President Tinubu. Let's get that one clear. And that is the problem we have. When you have a president that doesn't understand what is going on to the, I don't, Princess, that's the question I'm going to ask to both of you today. Are you going to say that the government is wicked? Because I am afraid now to say we don't have enough money. Are you going to say the government is wicked or they are just stupid? Because there are two things. It's either they are stupid or wicked.
To me, I feel it's
No,
wicked.
it's wickedness, sir. It's nothing like stupidity here. It's wickedness because they actually know what is right. They, like I said yesterday, a minister coming out to say that the workers, what they are demanding, they know that once we even dare it, Nigeria will be gone. There will be no Nigerian. But then you are taking your own, ma'am.
Yes.
You're actually taking your own and your benefits.
If I were sharing yesterday, you know what I've asked her? Where are your children? Where are they schooling? I just said, Madam, do you have children? He said, yes. Where are your children? He said, where are they schooling? Where is your healthcare? Where did you have your last treatment? Be honest with other Nigerians. That's when you will know that these people are not just wicked, they are evil. You know, the devious. Which one can you qualify them? Because you cannot live in a country, use the people resources for yourself. President Tinubu, you said you are working for us. No, you are working for yourself and your ministers. Ordinary Nigerians are in trouble. The money is for also. You see, sometimes I always say to people, you see that naira, you might have it now, it may be in your possession. It's not your own. It belongs to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, meaning it belongs to us. It's not your property. You own it now. That's why any minute somebody gives you something, you take it from you. It's not your property. And until we understand that Nigeria owe us, ordinary people, the same thing as the President Tinubu, in fact, understanding this first would have been something so that we can begin to come out and demand for our rights. These people are not trying to live, like you rightly said now, if they are wicked, they will have nothing to say to them. We need to find a way to treat their wickedness. And perhaps, do we wait for God, Princess? Because that's always what we do. I know our pastors.
What's happening with Heritage Bank?
That's a good one.
Yes, because we know that yesterday also the federal the CBN governor actually withdrew their license, and today was saying that Heritage Bank NDIC begins refund. Highest depositors get 5 million naira. Now, what is actually going on? Are they closing down the bank? Are they having issues? Are they on suspension? Or because we have Nigerians, the little resources they have, some of them actually banking there. I know somebody that has a account there, and this guy has been managing with the sick mother. These people should not try anything funny.
But the thing is, I never come across like a bank called Heritage Bank. It just like I'm seeing.
One is very close to the office now. We have two around the office. Where you are now, we have two around the office.
I really don't know. I don't know about them.
Yes,
So
we have
Heritage Bank was a very friendly bank with those of us in the creative
one on this
industry.
Amado Bello Expressway. So they are very close to the office. In fact, I drive past there on daily basis. And we know that they have customers. We know that though the bank has been, up and down like other banks we know as well. But I just really hope that this will not affect Nigerians because, like I said, this point we are now, this stage is not a stage where we can. Our guests, we can see you, Mr. Wally. We can see you, but you need to settle. Sit down, drop the phone. Let's see you, and we'll bring you in, sir. Thank you so much. That is almost perfect.
Nice.
All right. I don't know if we can have him now. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning.
Nice to have you here.
Yes, thank you.
Okay, sir. We want you to sit down and drop the phone somewhere so you don't have to hold the phone.
Can we do that?
Then we'll bring you back on the show after that. Just sit down, drop the phone, and relax.
All right. So we'll have our guest back soon, and while we take a look at this paper, really, there's a lot going on there. Like you rightly said, Princess, are we protected? Do we have insurance for our banks?
No
Like,
insurance, so that increase in Nigeria. Once you go somewhere, maybe you're in your home and money gets missing from your account, no insurance. The bank too will tell you are the one that withdraw. We don't know concern your how your money go missing or
I think
disappear.
the issue with Heritage Bank is from the CBN. I think it's from the CBN because what I'm seeing, I heard the CBN revoke their license. So I think they had to start refunding money back to their customers, people that are banking.
have you not take wife from Tinubu? Because this is because they are Yoruba people. You understand? They are Yorubas, and I don't understand why Heritage Bank. I don't understand it. You understand? I don't understand. I know the young man that was behind the bank at one point. They were very
And
friendly
then
with the
and
people.
then and then look at this. Look at this. The picture here. Very beautiful picture. We're celebrating our dear, you know, is it Adana? What's her name again? The lady that was appointed, the Zenith Bank
Yes.
DG, and we know that she actually assumed office yesterday. She came in so beautifully. That's a way of slaying your way to the top, with your
Okay, that is
intelligence.
Adora Umeji.
Adora, that is her beautiful name. Adora, she actually assumed the office yesterday. She resumed work yesterday. We saw when she was walking in, when they welcomed her and all that. So, it's a good thing when women do great things as well.
Uh,
We can see
can I
you,
can I
our
come back
guest. We
later?
can see you.
No, we're with you now, sir. We're with you. We're going to spend
Yes,
some.
I have a program for 10.
Yes, so let's just spend some few minutes with you. We have you're welcome. Just it was your network that was shaking, and that's why we couldn't have you on time.
Yeah.
Let's formally welcome you to this show, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Mr.
Thank you.
Otia, could you tell us, just introduce yourself to our audience? And it's nice
Yep.
to have you.
Yes, my name is Augusto Kano Okshanwale, Honorable Commissioner for Commerce and Industry, Ebonyi State.
From Ebonyi State. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Honorable Commissioner, thank you for taking time out to join us today. This is
Thank you.
Wake Up here on SRTV. So we'll be asking some few questions about the state of the economy, the state of Nigerian state, and in particular, I don't know what labor is done in your state. You can see that we are all crying that we want minimum wage. How is it? How are you people in Ebonyi and the government handling the issue?
In a way, I could just completely tell you that Ebonyi is in a very different situation. A situation where the state governor is a workers friendly governor, where you can also agree with me that in a normal arrangement that it is only a private owned establishment that pays 13 months. But for 2023, the governor paid 13 months of 100,000 to those that their salary is up to 100,000 and those that their salary is less than 100,000. And then he has also has policies where workers in Ebonyi are also living very better, even with the agitation of them looking for a new minimum wage. I'm sure that Ebonyi is a different situation because here we have a governor who understands the plight of these people and works towards making sure that they live a good life and a better life for the society and for those that he's leading.
So you can categorically tell us now that Ebonyi is paying a minimum of 100,000 to our workers. Is that what you're saying, sir?
What I said is that we paid 13 months bonus salary for 2023 for Ebonyi workers.
Okay.
And currently we employed 1,700 persons into our civil service to boost the workforce of Ebonyi State government.
Okay.
And then again, that Ebonyi too, they are not so fixed about the agitation. Not that they are not following labor on the agitation, but they are also very relaxed because they know with or without they feel better than some other workers in Nigeria.
Yes. So, but let's take a look on the. No, I'm not looking at the moral part of it. I'm looking at the economic part of it, because we do agree that when people are not well paid, their services in fact, it will affect their services. But let's not go into that now. But there's a national campaign at the moment, and boy is included, that the current minimum wage is unacceptable. It's inhumane. People in Ebonyi cannot survive with it. I don't know about how your governor has managed to make people happy with that kind of money. But my question is, could you tell us honestly, what is still the minimum wage in Ebonyi State? And if whether the federal government do something or not, what Ebonyi State government is prepared to do to address this problem as a state? Let us know the exact situation of things in Ebonyi.
When we take over in May 2023, I can also inform you that the governor had an increment in the salary of workers in Ebonyi State. An increment for workers for another salary scheme, which I am sure if you confirm from any worker in Ebonyi, they will tell you there was an increase in their
But
payment.
can we have the idea of the figures? Do we have idea of figure?
The governor added 10,000 naira to all the workers in Ebonyi.
Okay, 10,000.
Sir, we want to be sure when we say increments, is that a standard minimum wage for Ebonyi workers? Let's be very sure of what you're telling us.
The 10,000 naira increment is the standard minimum wage for Ebonyi workers.
And so in total, what is the minimum wage in Ebonyi State?
In total, the minimum, I need to confirm from the state civil service because that I'm not sure. But whatever the minimum wage was for the country, we'll have an extra 10,000 naira from the state government for that.
And now, so because of this extra 10,000, Ebonyi is so comfortable with that, and they are not part of this movement right now.
That is not there is no anybody you'll be talking about increasing their salary or welfare that won't be part of it. What I'm saying is that it is fair enough in Ebonyi than other states.
Yes, okay, yeah.
Because Ebonyi situation, but if it is whether the labor is part of Ebonyi labor is part of the agitation, they are. But just like you know, they won't be protesting like other areas because they feel federal government should do it for them, but they are also not at the knock neck with the governor of Ebonyi.
Yes. That means they are comfortable to an extent.
That means they're very comfortable to an extent. If you watch the Ebonyi level, say something the last time, you will see where they publish in national dailies, what have you not done for us? That's the caption. That caption of what have you not done for us was actually coming from Ebonyi workers.
Okay, and they praising their government, right?
Are you certain, sir?
From
a certain quarter. This is, you are generalizing it on all the workers and not a certain people.
I have to let you know that what we do here is the practical analysis of what's happening. I'm in a live TV, and I can tell you that it will be very unfortunate if I'm speaking for people who I am not genuinely speaking for. I am telling you in all honesty that Ebonyi workers are not using the governor Francis Ogbonnawifuru as the yardstick for whatever the agitation is, because left for the governor, the welfare of the Ebonyi workers is his own welfare. And you can't confirm this. You can put anybody you know that is one of the workers in Ebonyi on call to confirm that the Commissioner for Commerce and Industry is in a live TV saying that in Ebonyi, we have an added percentage of salary for the workers in Ebonyi. And that they have a caption in national TV, in national dailies, where it was captioned, Governor Ogbonnawifuru, what have you not done for us?
And this is and that actually came from the increment of the 10,000.
That was even before. That was even after. The 10,000 was that day. What have you not done for us was the workers' day.
Yes, okay.
That's the testimony to how far they have fared.
There are other benefits as well. There must be something that the governor is doing.
Ebonyi workers is one of the very many workers that feels more better in Nigeria.
All right, sir. So let's quickly look at your state. I'm happy you are the commissioner for the industry and the argument in the country
Informers.
currently. I want to bring this to your state. The argument is two things why the government is not able to pay the minimum wage, which is the minimum wage of 100 and something thousand. The only reason, there are two reasons they are giving us. One, that there is not enough money in the state to pay that, and which is a good argument. Maybe we're not earning enough money. My take is, what is the Ebonyi state government doing to earn more money so they can pay people decent wages? Or are they still waiting for the work of like the other governors waiting for federal government for handout from the federal government? Or Ebonyi is actually making money from there they can hope to pay their workers more. Then number two, how is the evenly distribution of resources in your state? Because we know now that the federal government, I'm using the federal government as a case study, the ministers are earning huge. We know those of them in the Senate, they go home with about 100 million. Why ordinary Nigerians can't go home with 50,000 naira? How is Ebonyi different from the rest of the country?
My dear brother, if there is issue of an agreement for state from federal government for Ebonyi to pay certain minimum wage, the governor himself will also be very happy to be among the state governors that will pay.
Okay.
We are among the least allocation, the least that got the least allocation in Nigeria.
Yes, I know.
But we are also not the least in performance. We are also not the least in welfare of workers, and we are also not the least in issues that have to do with empowerment. I can inform you that the state government that has the least paid allocation was able to bring 3 billion naira for 1,500 Ebonyans for 2 million naira each, which 1 billion naira has been disbursed. The state government that has that allocation as the least, among the least, also has paid gratuity for state workers from 1999 when the state was created to date. And again, we have state workers that are equal to 9 point something billion. We have local government workers that are equal to 6 point something billion. And then we do this because like I told you earlier, we have a youth-friendly and a governor that understands the needs of the people. The need of the people is that you are not going to hold them. The need of people is that they work and get paid properly. So if NLC finish the agitation and the state and the federal government approves whatever agitation that they approve for them, I will assure you that Ebonyi will be among the first. We are the least allocated, but then we are not the least in performance.
And I like that. So, and that brings us to now the federal government is doing their own. I'm going to ask you this, and on a sincere level, and it's a thing I've been waiting to ask most of the states. What is your governor currently doing? Because all these things we're saying, sir, the reason I'm asking this, so that it doesn't look as if I'm attacking you, is because you cannot give what you don't have. If the money coming from the federal government is not enough to pay a particular amount of money, there's no way you're going to be able to pay. And that concerns me. So I'm asking, what is your state government actually doing to make more money? Because there's nowhere where the federal government is saying that you cannot make money. There's nowhere Ebonyi state is not allowed to make money. So Ebonyi can run like a country making their own money. My question is, what is your governor currently doing to make money for Ebonyi people? I don't want to hear
again.
Let's put the empowerment aside. Let's talk about what you're doing to make more money, because this is a challenge.
Again, like I tell you, we cannot rob Peter to pay Paul. What we are doing in Ebonyi is an idea where we don't tax poor. We are not in Ebonyi, we are not taxing poor. We can tax a rich company to be able to get revenue. But the potato sellers, crayfish, onions, pepper, vegetables, we are not. Well, if that is the only way we can get money for the state government, Ebonyi state government abolishes that. Because what we are trying to do is get a good revenue from the arrangement they already have. Companies that are here, sites that have mineral resources, what they pay to state government, and then also in a way market development and funding and revenues that accrue from them. We are getting revenue, but ours is a state that is under God's grace. The grace with our governor is enough. I've told you, you are talking about getting revenue. If we are not also getting revenues by the grace of God, we will not also carry out the big logs of what I have mentioned that the governor has done. No matter what the increment is, I can tell you that what we have been able to put in place since May is enough to be able to even look at what the NLC is getting in Ebonyi currently. So we have revenue board, and the revenue board is doing their best to be able to have enough revenue for Ebonyi for us to take care of our deeds and take care of what we are doing as state government. What I'm saying is that if the state government approves the new addition of NLC, Ebonyi will not be last. Ebonyi won't even be on the third stair because Ebonyi will be among the first.
Let's put the federal government aside. Ebonyi is a state, it's an independent state of its own. I know you're part of Nigeria, but can you categorically tell us that you would support, that you agree that with what NLC is doing and Ebonyi is happy to go with the minimum wage? Maybe Ebonyi cannot even pay the 400 and something. Can Ebonyi say pay 300,000? Say, hey, today, yes, what we're thinking is not. The economy is this.
You are aware that there is 3 tiers of government. They have the federal government, they have the state government, and they have the local government. You cannot, in your own tradition, start climbing tree from the up. You must have to start climbing tree from the down.
I disagree. The government, the only way the federal government is working with the state is allocation of resources. The state run their own economy. It's not the federal government that tells you how much you must pay. They pay their own workers. The state pay their own workers. If I understand that correctly, the federal government does not dictate what the state must pay. Do they dictate that?
While the federal government have not even increased worker salary in the federal, Ebonyi was able to increase Ebonyi salary with the 10,000 naira I told you. Have you been also asking yourself, have you also been bothered or ask yourself, why we are doing 10,000 increment? Why haven't federal government did 20,000 increment? And I'm telling you, it's a step ahead.
Yes.
Currently, we have an increment. When we watch the federal government,
yes, federal government is failing. Forget about federal government. Say they don't do the good thing. It doesn't mean.
I won't agree with you also. I won't agree with you also that the federal government is failing, because we are all partners in progress. What I can agree with you, what I can agree with you is that Ebonyi is doing very well. And what else I can agree with you again on this live TV is to let you know that while Ebonyi is doing what they're doing, we are also watching our superior, which is federal government. If they have a shift, we will now look at what we have already shifted to. We'll make that amend. But I'm telling you that you should concentrate in the other 12 states and leave Ebonyi for now, because 36, you should concentrate on the 35 states and leave Ebonyi now, because Ebonyi has a step ahead of other states in Nigeria. So we are watching them. That why they come to our standard, we move to that standard.
I don't think so. Lagos is already paying 70,000. Edo is 70,000. You've not been able to tell us what the minimum wage in Ebonyi is today. That is not so.
Lagos is already paying something thousand. That is to also tell you that Abuja should also pay 150. But I'm telling you, Lagos is not a normal state. Lagos is a state that was a federal capital before we move to Abuja. So when you are comparing a 2014 model, 2024 model to 2003 model. But then, even at that, we have done very well as a state.
No, I agree. No, I listen. I'm aware. We did a work with your former governor, so that you can see what I'm talking about. So we're a very good friend of Ebonyi. That's your former governor on SRTV magazine. So be relaxed with us when we say we're not against Ebonyi here. We're working with you. But what we want to say, we have some legitimate concern. All right. The thing is, the Edo state is not it's a normal state. Let's leave Lagos now. They've managed to increase their salary to 70,000 before today. The question I ask is, what is Ebonyi today minimum wage? So that if the 70,000 naira, supposedly they were 15,000 and you increase 10,000, it becomes 25,000. You still make it a very bad situation. What we're saying is that what is your current situation today? And now that Labour, we are in this state, Labour is crying for more money so that the people can be more comfortable. Everybody is included. What's your government ready to do to make the life of the people in Ebonyi better? Ebonyi should be living a better life than the rest. That the rest country is failing doesn't mean people in Ebonyi should suffer. So let us work for Ebonyi people now. What's your government doing? What is your current rate and what are you doing? We understand that Honorable is, don't forget, Honorable is a busy man. So we're going to be taking excuse, we'll work with him once he's ready and he's going to answer our question. And he has done well so far. You cannot blame the Honorable Commissioner. The Honorable Commissioner has been fair enough. He has done the needful. He said they are doing their own best. They've increased 10,000, added 10,000 naira to the wages. I don't want to give them credit for that.
What I will tell you, sir, is that the ones that receive 70,000, according to you, maybe in a day or so, are not living better than the package, the welfare package we have in Ebonyi State. You see, let me be very frank. When you look at somebody's salary and the person said, as a commissioner, I'm paid 420,000. The question is that 420,000 I will not buy fuel for me for 1 week. But I will tell you that the allowances attached to my office should not be what I will now say I'm not judging by the salary scale. Ebonyi has the salary has a welfare that is more than the salary scale. And I told you, the best thing for you to do is to bring NLC chairman to this live video. And then subsequently let the world know if I am a liar, because I can't be crying more than they believed. People who are these workers are comfortable with what are being paid and the welfare package that they have. If we are bringing rights to share to Ebonyians, we will have it shared and not the one that was stuck for campaign in 2027. Our governor, I can tell you, is the youngest governor in Nigeria. And if there's no testimony, the testimony is everywhere. The testimony is that he is the first governor that bought SUV vehicles for all medical doctors in our teaching hospitals in Ebonyi. There is no doctor or medical officer, medlab and nurses that are jackparing anywhere from Ebonyi. They are all here. And why they are here is because their salary skill is equivalent to the same salary you will get when you jackpot to UK.
Good.
And then away from that testimony, you also be aware that, like I told you, there is a lockdown of workers' gratuity that has been there from 1999, and the governor cleared it within his first 1 year in office. Currently in Southeast, we are taking over as the business hub of the prices for pipe production. PVC pipe, HDP pipe, PPR pipe, and these are testimony of a government within the past 1 year. And I'm sure that the allocation for local government are utilized for rural development. In our rural development, you have a governor who is building a duplexes for all the traditional rulers in Ebonyi.
Okay.
And you have a governor too. Road is not part of our development. Road is not a part of what we will say the government is doing, because we must have road. We must have good worker. So already, if I talk about the road arrangement in Ebonyi, you will find out that when I see people say 33 kilometers, 200 kilometers, I laugh. We have a governor who is doing internal road of villages in not less than 600 kilometers.
Commissioner, I don't want to cut you, but sometimes I'm worried again. You're counting infrastructure. I wanted to hear from you today what Ebonyi government is really doing to make their own money. Supposing the federal government fail, must Ebonyi fail? Somebody the federal government does not have money, must Ebonyi not have money?
Okay, I want to ask you, if we don't, do you know that there is no state government that have been able to, I'm sure, because it's not a secret court. If they do it, we will be able to see it. We employed extra 1,700 Ebonyi workers.
Yes.
extra 1,007
And the question is,
from
how
the
much are
13
you
local
paying them?
government in Ebonyi
That's
State.
the problem. I can employ slaves. In those days, they had a lot of slaves. They get a lot of them. The question is, how much do you pay them? That's my worry. And the thing is, I
They,
know you said them 1 year in office. You can't deny. Honorable, you're the one that called me to that. You're the one that bringing the
we
issue of
are,
what
if we are not capable of
yes.
maintaining their welfare to be okay, we are sure also that no matter how hunger want to kill them, they will not be caged into the system that is not working.
Okay.
The cost of living now is very high.
Yes.
So if we say people should apply for job, and we got 3 times 1,700, and we got a larger number of 1,700 to be employed, I'm sure it is because they also know that the governor in Ebonyi is doing a different package
Yes.
for workers. And if they are not comfortable, or that you, my brother, I am sure that you cannot visit a house that they poured you water on your face, dirty water on your face. You can also visit someone that, in all honesty, he was able to entertain you very well. There is nobody now. There is a way you treat somebody. The person will tell you, if this food is the only thing that will keep me alive, let me not die. What we are doing in Ebonyi, I am a social critic. I'm a social critic. Your colleague there will tell you that I'm a social critic. For me to be in a government, I have criticized government for over 10 years. Constructive criticism, follow up. Like, you cannot catch me on anything because I don't lie. But I'm telling you that in all my criticism, I got in the government now that people say criticism and never do well. But we're trying to prove them wrong first. Also, in going further, we're also trying to let them know that I can't be in a government that if it's not working, I will tell you it is not working. Some of us have the background that no matter what it is, certain hunger will not kill us. So, why I'm telling you this is, in all honesty, I am not sure that there is any state that has the package Right Honorable Francis Ogbonna-Nwifuru has for Ebonyi workers in Nigeria. And if I have the record, like in Ebonyi, we have head of service. I'm a commissioner for commerce and industry. So we have commissioner for local government and children's market. We have commissioners for finance. We have other commissioners that have. If you ask me about the industries in Ebonyi, about the commercial activities in Ebonyi, I'll have figures and facts to let you know. If I knew that you're calling me up, I would have been able to let you know the packages Ebonyi enjoy. And I'm sure that the package Ebonyi enjoy is one of the reasons why many people are fighting and also want to be employed in Ebonyi civil service system.
Anyway, Honorable, thank you so much. I know this was kind of impromptu when I called you. I'll let you know. So what we'll do is that we'll give you another time to be on the show. We'll give you a very, long notice. But as of today, just before we let you go, how is Ebonyi State today? People are walking at the street empty like every other street what we're seeing in Lagos and in Abuja. How is the situation there today?
In Ebonyi, I told you we have 3 billion naira first release in the first 2 months of our office, targeted at hawkers, Ebonyi indigenous that are hawking in Anambra, Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt, and Aba. And I'm sure that you are aware that that money was targeted in uplifting those who are hawking. So here in Ebonyi, we have that money for people that are hawking currently in Ebonyi. And in Ebonyi, you can't go to the street and see people telling you those things you see in Abuja and Lagos and the rest. That is why I'm also telling my brother that they should tell the Lagos State governor and other governors to emulate from our governor, so that they will reduce also those who are on the street. In Ebonyi, you are rather employed to be useful. Our governor will not even see any Ebonyi person standing on the street without calling the person. You had one post he made one time when he was passing and saw people on the street and gave them 2 million. Didn't you see it, my sister?
Anyway, we just wanted to know.
Did you see it or you didn't see it? Did you see it or not?
No, Honorable. No, I know what you're trying to do, but we do not have the time. Because of your time, and our time today. That is why I say we'll give you a longer notice next time to be on the show proper, to give us, when you talk about this analysis, we need, you need to be factual in most of them. For instance, the minimum wage. So we're going to have you on the show again. We know that the governor is doing an amazing job. Kudos to him. But we just wanted to know the current situation of Ebonyi today, whether or not the streets are empty, people are walking. But for what you're saying, Ebonyans, they're actually okay. They are living their good life, and the streets are busy. So we get that. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. Our viewers have been with a very young Honorable Commissioner for Commerce, Industry, and Business
Thank you.
Development, Ebonyi State. He is a media-friendly person. That is why I brought him here. He's always in one show or the other, talking about the improvement of Ebonyi State and all that. And that is why I brought him here. But don't worry, I'm going to bring him back. We're going to give him a very long notice next time, maybe 2 weeks ahead. So he will prepare for us to be on the show. Thank you so much, Chief, for being on the show.
He's prepared.
Thank
And
you.
I really want to commend him, it's one of those things you came out and you're strong or you're solid. But next time, I'm sure we're going to meet again. We're going to cross the path very soon. But really, thank you for spending this time with us.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, what important thing we will be looking for from Ebonyi and every state government, and I have to use the opportunity to say it is, we expect the states to run, you see, the way they want to have the independent police. Let them run their own independent economy. Let them save their people. They don't need to wait for the federal government to save their own people. They have the resources to do so, and I know Ebonyi is on
We
the
are
path
waiting.
of
We are
that.
not waiting, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir.
so much. Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much, Chief. We're grateful. Thank you. Yes, we know that he's very busy. He told me that he's having a meeting by 10. We actually encroached into his time, but also, anyway, we'll bring him here next time. He's actually very media friendly. That is what I like about him. He's here, they're always defending their, what they're doing. And
Yeah, well, Princess, you can understand the job. The job. When I sometimes feel sorry for these people having to defend this hard work. When you face what our president, our vice president said, he said, "I knew I was coming to visit to a very unfriendly audience." So he put on his joggers, laced his shoe, and said, "Okay, I'm ready." So and that is what you see. They are all ready. They are prepared.
Anyway, we move on to a few newspapers just before we wrap up the show. Because of time, we don't have much time. Let's go to the next newspaper. We have Mary.
Okay, let's take the Vanguard. And the big story on the Vanguard says Labour shuts Nigeria as wage talks resume today. And the writer says soldiers bad journalists from OSGF as Akume meets Labour. Federal government asks Labour to return to negotiations. Tinubu Akpabio Abbas meets in Aso Rock. Army dismisses NLC's allegation on surrounding meeting venue. Blackout looms as workers shut down power sector. Oil workers stop for distributions. All ports nationwide. Banks, schools, airports shut, flights grounded, our passengers stranded. Federal government Labour must return to negotiation table to avert mass suffering coming from Labour Party. Muslims pilgrims stranded as strike forces planes to return empty to Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, stay there.
Considers workers' plight, take action to implement living wage. Khan tells federal government. And all the stories are on page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. And you have another story that says NAMA MD wants reverse of 50% IGR deduction in interest of safety. And that story is on page 8 of the Vanguard newspaper. You have another story that says presidential committee canvasses 1% revenue cost of collection. And that story is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. And here there's a story that says government reforms shouldn't push Nigerians into poverty, coming from Ajero. And that story is on page 21 of the Vanguard newspaper. why we revoked Heritage Bank's license, coming from CBN. And that's on page 19 of the Vanguard newspaper. I think these are all the stories we have this morning on the Vanguard.
Vanguard, I don't know why you purple these headlines, but thank you very much. We want to know. I can't wait to find out why they purple it and why we are facing this heritage crisis. I'm sure Tinubu, in fact, I'm sure the owner of this heritage bank now don't go do something with Tinubu. You know, see what the UBA bank do. When Tinubu enter office, you go shake hand with am. Now don't go shake hand with Tinubu. Something is wrong there. When I go check out my back behind, because to close a bank is something, like Princess Riley said, people have their savings there, all their life is there, and today, I'm sure you're not paying maximum of 5 million to those who have savings with you.
What if the person have above that 5 million? What are they supposed to do?
And that's the question.
They did not list that one. They only talked about the one that they will give 5 million naira. And they said people
So that means that so that means if you actually have above 5 million, you have to wait, or what happens?
You're on your own. Oh.
Please, this is not the time. This is not even the time. Let's not even go there.
Remember the last time somebody got to the bank and got naked for them? They will see more. You understand? During the only currency swap.
I love the fact that pilgrims, they need to wait for a while. We saw a statement from their group saying that Labour should suspend the strike pending when they will finish their Salah and then resume the strike or take any action. Then a country cannot wait for you. If Labour say this is the right time, then this is the right time.
But perhaps it's good. They are fasting. We all use the time to pray for the country. Why?
No, this is not their fasting. I don't know if those ones are fasting, but the Muslims are not fasting now. Because they are small salary, they normally fast. This one is the big one.
I know they are saying the group, the Muslim group, did release a statement calling on Labour to shove the strike, that because it will affect them. So, but they can actually shut down the country after Salah. And I'm thinking that that is not a right call.
Anyway.
We should actually. Yes, it's a good time. That it's a good thing Labour is doing. We cannot wait, or expectations are high as we wait for the outcome of that meeting today. Let's see what federal government rather is saying when they say above 60. Like I said, anything can be above 60. One can be above 60. 61 is above 60. So let's wait and see what happens. And that's all we'll be able to take today because of time. And we saw Vanguard also. Most of the stories we're having today are just basically on the Heritage Bank and NLC versus federal government shutting down the whole country. These are the stories we have today, and so that's all we'll be able to take today as well on the show. Just before we go, we know that Mary, you have to keep bringing pictures. You have to keep telling us what's happening there in Abuja, whether or not Ajero has, Ajero has pitied you people.
Whether Ajero has moved into Aso Rock. Ajero has moved into Aso Rock, or he's still operating from his office. Because I think Ajero should move into Aso Rock at the moment because he's in control.
Anyway, thank you so much, and thanks to our dear honorable commissioner and our viewers. We couldn't bring in, so one other person came in, actually removed him because it was not settled. So sorry about that. Next time you see properly. Thanks to Daddy Chris and of course to Mary and myself. Thank you for being on the show. We do this again tomorrow, hopefully. And while you are out there, Nigeria, it's I don't know what to say about Nigeria today. It's actually, tools are down right now. Everything is they're actually crawling right now. We hope that Labour will come out, triumphant for once, not federal government. I don't want to hear 170, 80. After all, Lagos has been doing 70. So let federal government not come and say 70. Federal government should say something, At least let's know that they try as well. Anyway, thank you so much. Do not forget that our magazine for the last month is still out, and we have your favorite people there. Is a way of showcasing your brand, yourself to the world. Do well to reach out to us, to so you can actually showcase yourself to the world as well, showcase your brand. You can place your adverts as well on our magazine, and don't forget that they are archives. These are things you can keep for a long time, so do well to showcase your brand with us. Your advert, you can see this beautiful advert behind. This could be your business there. Just give us a call. And do not forget our outlets as well. Airbnb are at Abuja, Lagos, and London as well. Do well to reach out to us. Mary will say nothing but luxury premium is the only thing we understand there. So do well to take your family there, your businesses, your party, every kind of party there. We have Wi-Fi, we have steady light generator, we have cars, everything to help you explore and to have a better stay there. And do not forget also that our logistic is there as well, where you can just give us a call and very quick we deliver at your doorstep. And our Nigerian week that is fast approaching is going to be a packful activity. We have the film screening, film festival, we have the food show, we have the fashion show, we have we're going to be looking at the real estate sector, agriculture, and so many more. So just reach out to us. You can partner with us, and of course you can be a major sponsor as well. All you have to do is send us an email or give us a call, and we'll be there for you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media handles. Reach out to us, drop a comment, like, and share. Please share this amazing content to the world. You can share to your friends, to your families as well. Thank you so much. While you are out there, be nice. Stay at home at least. Instead of you to eat small money and go to work and no money, it's better. Lagos say stay at home, use that money and eat and be having energy for what happens tomorrow. Thank you so much, Mary, for going out at least to work, even though you people are on strike. Mary is working. So thank you all, and do have yourself a very beautiful day.
Thank you.
Ooh la la! The second edition of the Nigerian Week London 2024 is here.
It's another blend of arts and culture, entertainment, business, and networking activities.
A week-long extravaganza showcasing the best of Nigerian music, dance, craft, fashion, and businesses.
Taking place at the prestigious Lighthouse Theatre, 262-274 Camberwell Road, London, SE5. OAY. Date 22nd to 28 July 2024.
Tickets are available at eventbrite.com. For partnership and sponsorship, please visit superiorradioandtelevision.com
or call +4407 459 513 619 or +4420 3623 8755.
Email info@superiorradioandtelevision.com or visit our website www.superiorradioandtelevision.com/Nigerian Week 2024.
Come.
Looking for a home away from home in Abuja? Look no further than SRTV Shortlet Apartments. Our fully furnished apartments offers everything you need for a comfortable and relaxing stay. Unwind in spacious rooms with exquisite ambience. Cook delicious meals in our well-equipped kitchen and relax in our comfortable sitting rooms watching your favorite shows. And guess what? 247 Wi-Fi available. But that's not all. SRTV goes extra mile by providing a car to take you around town during your stay. No need to worry about navigating public transportation or hailing taxis. Explore Abuja at your own pace. Book your SRTV Shortlet apartment today and experience the perfect blend of comfort and convenience. You can reach us by calling this number 07062379915 or 0807080.
SRTV. Innovative content, global audience.